what we have today is the myths and facts about AI content creation, script writing, and getting inspiration. Basically, what we have today is understanding what AI content creation is all about, what people think about AI, and what it is and what it is not. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. And also, we're also going to be looking at script writing and how to get our inspirations on getting our images for our script. So let's dive into what we have today. Please, at some point, if you stop hearing me, do not hesitate to let me know. Thank you. So the myths and facts of AI content creation. A lot of people will always say so many things about AI content creation, AI basically, what it is and what is not. Some people are so scared of even learning about AI. One reason why some people are scared is they think AI will take your job. That's just the myth that people have. But the truth of it is that, you see, AI, it will not take anybody's job. Yeah, it will not take anybody's job. The only thing is that anyone that knows how to work with AI might be the one that will take your job. That's why a lot of people now are learning how to use AI. So if you have to succeed in whatever industry you find yourself in, you have to know one or two things about AI content creation, basically. So if you don't want AI to take your job, one of my friends was telling me something. She said that in the company where they work, that they had to tell them, they paid for a class for them to go and learn how to work with AI, designing with AI, even hosting with AI, not just hosting with AI, but creating a website and so many of these things with AI. So even if you're a website developer, you have to also have one or two knowledge about how to use AI to work well for you. It's not taking your job entirely. It's not even taking your brain. It's not taking anything at all from you. But the truth still remains that anyone who knows how to use AI very well might actually be the one that will take your job from you. So don't sit folding your hands and thinking that because I know this thing, because I am good with this, AI will not know. So many people, so many companies are actually employing people that knows more about AI. If you check, gone are the days where you have to pay millions of naira to get a UGC content done for you. Right now, UGC contents are basically done with AI. Like 8% UGC contents you see out there are done with AI. So you have to sit up and know that the world is revolving. And as it's revolving, we have to follow suit with what's going on in the world at this point. The second myth that people have in their head is that it only works for tech people. Oh, no. This AI thing is not, it's not like people that are into tech. No. If you want to, as long as you're in this class, and the truth of it is that some of the tools that we're going to be using at the course of this training, it requires zero coding, no experience, nothing. That's just it. So do not let anyone to deceive you that, this AI thing, you cannot learn it though. You cannot create any content. You cannot do all these things that people are doing because you don't have any tech experience. Not at all. No, you don't even need to have any tech experience at all. I know someone that is into coding. Like that guy is very, very good in terms of coding. And the person doesn't even have, before he learns AI coding, he wasn't even like, he knows nothing about coding at all. But the way he's just making waves right now in AI coding, it's something that I can't even explain at this point. So do not let people deceive you and say that you need to be a tech person, you have to have any skill before you even learn AI content creation. No, you don't need any experience. You don't need anything. The only thing is, if you can actually be creative with your mind, if you can sit down and reason about things, you can actually succeed in this AI content creation. I hope we are all following. So now, I want you to understand this. Thank you very much. I want you to understand this very well and let it sink inside so that you know what AI content creation is all about. So AI content creation is the process of using artificial intelligence tools to help you produce content faster and better. That's why I said that AI is not here to relieve you of your work. Rather, it's here to help you to create whatever you want to do faster and better. So let's take, for instance, in terms of scripting, for instance, if you don't even know anything about scripting, as long as you understand the basis of prompting very well, you can come up with a good script and it can sell in the market. There are so many people right now that create ebook. They did not learn how to write ebook. They didn't even have the skill of like ghostwriters who write books for people, or even SEO writers and the rest of them. What they know very well is they know how to prompt their AI, whatever AI tool they are using, and within 2 hours they already have their ebook before them. So you just have to understand how to use these things very well for your own advantage. So this particular AI content creation helps you to like produce content faster and better. It even helps like what you as a human can actually take, like, let's say for 3 hours to do, 3 days to do. Once you're working with an AI, it tends to deliver it faster and better for you. So it is not the AI doing everything. Understand too that it's not the AI that is doing everything for you. You bring the idea, the message, and the strategy. So you cannot sit down and fold your hands and say, okay, take for instance, you want to actually tell ChatGPT, for instance, that let's say we want to write a story, a love story, and you just say, write me a love story. AI will just bring a generic script for you and give you that script and say, this is what you asked for. So you have to know that you are going to bring in your idea. Like if you want, for instance, if you want to write a script about a love story, you have to tell ChatGPT or any AI tool that you're using that this is exactly how I want my story to be. This is what I want it to be. These are the people that I want mentioned in my story. You bring in your story in and let ChatGPT know that, okay, I understand these things very well, but I don't see how my idea, but I want you to actually help me to put these things in place. So while you are doing that, it helps ChatGPT or any AI tool that you're using to work very well for you. But just like, let's use this example now. If you give me a cup of water to drink, I'll drink that water. But if you give me a cup of water to drink and say, I'll finish the water. If you give me a cup of water to drink and say, please remain for me, don't finish the water, I will drink the water and remain for you. I will not finish that water. So that is exactly what ChatGPT or any AI tool that you're using will actually give you. So whatever you give AI is what is going to give you back. It's more like you garbage in and you garbage out. That's basically how it works for you. Whatever you give AI is what is going to give you back. So it's more like you give it A, it gives you A. But when you give it A and B, it gives you A and B. So that's basically how it works. That's why I said that you have to bring in your brain, bring your idea, bring the message, and then you bring the strategy. Do not leave anyone behind. Let's see AI. What I used to call whatever chatbot that I'm using is my assistant. Yes. See AI as, I want you from now henceforth to start seeing AI as your assistant. It helps you, it assists you, but it's not the one doing every single thing for you. So AI helps you as your assistant, not as you. That's why I said it will not take away your job, but you need to give it the command. So the only thing that happens is that once you're bringing in your brain, your idea, your message, and the strategy here, AI handles the production side. It handles the writing. It handles the images, the voice. If you cannot use your own voice, it handles virtually every single thing for you as your assistant and not as you. I want you to just let this one sink. As your assistant and not as you. So AI will not understand who you are very well. It will not understand your target audience more than you. So you will still be the one that will tell it, these are my target audience. These are the people that I'm targeting. For people that are running ads, these are the target audience. For people that are creating movies or filmmakers, these are the people that I'm targeting with my movies. For people that are into broadcasting, these are the people that I am targeting. And it gets to follow due process of what you are saying. So when you do not give ChatGPT or anything, any AI bot that you're using, you do not give it a specific instruction, it gives you whatever you give it. So you must ensure that every instructions are well detailed. Do not give AI instructions that they will not understand, but give them a well-detailed instruction. It's more like you treating AI as a child, treating as how you treat a child of 2 years, or let's say 5 years. that you have to explain every single thing in detail, like this is what I want to do, this is what I want you to do, this is how I want it, and this is where I want it to go, and this is how I want it to be achieved. Once you are specific in your instructions, it brings out a very good response and feedback for you. But if you're not specific with the instructions you're giving, it does not give, it just brings out whatever it likes. I hope we understand this better. So the section 2 of what we have today, which is script writing. Like I've been talking about script. And someone will now ask, what is this script that I'm talking about? What is script writing? So here we are. So a script is simply a written plan for spoken content. Anything that is going to be said out loud, either in a video, a broadcast, a movie, an ad, or a presentation, works better when it is planned and written down first. So script is all about having detailed mapped out plan of what you want to achieve written down for you. That's basically what a script is all about. So script writing, just know that it's you putting down, if you want to create a movie. That's why in Nollywood, let's not go to Hollywood, because majority of us here are Nigerians. So in Nollywood, for instance, if you ask any actor, they will say we always have a script and they act according to the script. Yes. So although some people act outside the script and add their own, that's where your creativity comes in. That's where creativity comes in as whoever you are. So if you're a movie director, you have to be very creative. If you're an AI content creator, you must be creative. You might not have any other, all these experiences and the rest of them, but you see creativity is one thing you must have. Creativity is one thing you must have as an AI content creator. I want you to put it down in the comment section. Creativity is one thing I must have as a content creator. Just write it down, drop it. It's one thing you must have as a content creator. You might not have all these experiences, but you see creativity is the number one thing you must have. So for you to succeed and in terms of script writing, you have to be creative. You must have to think ahead, think fast. Yes. So for you to have a good movie or a good podcast or whatever you're doing, it must come out with a script first. You don't just come out and say, I want a podcast, and the podcast does not have title. It does not have nothing. How do you want to achieve that? It doesn't even make sense. So a good script should give you a content structure that you have to follow. In as much as some people don't always follow the script, yes, but you have to have a script first so that you will be able to achieve whatever you intend to achieve. I hope I'm making sense this night. So that brings us to types of scripts. We've been talking about scripting. We've been talking about script writing, and so many of us might not know, okay, script, what is script? What is script? I've explained it, and then we're now asking what type of scripts can we have? Now, we have types of scripts, and the first one we have here on our list is video scripts. These ones are written for YouTube videos, reels, ads, all the content that people speak on camera, like you sit on camera and you talk to your camera, that's video scripts. Like you sit down and you film yourself. You don't just come to, most times, people come to camera and sit down and pour out their hearts. Sometimes people work with scripts. Why sometimes they just come and they pour their hearts out. So that's the first thing, which is called video scripts. So these ones are written for YouTube videos, reels, and the rest of them. We have commercial scripts. It's short, punchy, written for adverts. So every word is intentional, usually 30 seconds to 60 seconds long. That's commercial scripts. Like, take for instance, all this, for instance, Aquafina. When you see Aquafina ad, you see that they worked according to a script. I know that all of us know Aquafina products. We know what Aquafina product is water. That's why I had to use it. Or let me use noodles, Indomitable, for instance. Now, once you see any ad that Indomitable runs, just know that they already have a script, and that script is called a commercial script that they use. You can't use a commercial script for a YouTube video. No, you cannot use a commercial script for a movie script. It's totally a different type of script all along. So you must know where you are classifying your scripts under. So we have broadcast scripts. These ones are written for news, radio stations, and any kind of broadcast presentations. Those people that read news, like people that come and tell us about the happenings, what's going on the news. We know about newscasting and the rest of them. That one is a script on its own. So most times, I think, I don't know if they still do it. Sometimes most of them used to read with their scripts, like when they are giving news. I don't know if they used to do it, but I remember there was a time that they used to read with their scripts and the rest of them. So you can't also use a script meant for news as a commercial script to run ad. You cannot use it. So what we are going to be focusing in this 3 days class is a broadcast script. This one is written for audio or video broadcast episodes. So this one is just more like you conversing with your friend, like you talking about things, educational posts, and the rest of them. That's basically what broadcast scripts is all about. So this particular broadcast script, is basically for, take for instance, I come to the camera and I say, we're going to go into it, but I just want to give us an insight so that we can understand what we're saying. Take for instance, I come on screen and say, I want to talk about I want to talk about health. And I come out to tell you about health and why you need to take your health seriously. That's a broadcast. It's educational content, yes. So every educational content that is out there is a broadcast content. So it brings us to the next part where we now talk about script writing for broadcasts. So what is a broadcast script? A broadcast script is different from other scripts because it has to sound like a conversation, even though it is written down. So when you read it, like the way you are talking with your friends, the way you are discussing with your friends, that's how your script should sound. Now that I'm just teaching us, I'm just telling us talking to us about AI and about the broadcast scripts, I'm actually educating us about it. So the way you actually talk to your friend over a cup of coffee, or you talk to your friend while you are having just a random gist, that's the way your script is supposed to be sounding. It should not be sounding harsh. It should not be sounding like someone that is coming to read a script for us. It should not be sounding like someone that is coming to preach to us. You should be sounding like you are a friendly person trying to talk to your friend. So you see the part I wrote, nobody wants to listen to someone who sounds like they are reading a textbook. No. So nobody wants to listen to that kind of a thing. If you have to succeed if you want to actually go into broadcast and you want to succeed, you must ensure that your broadcast scripts are well written and well detailed, not missing anything at all. So whatever scripts you're writing, just know that for every purpose, the scripts are always different. And for this broadcast, it must be friendly. Even if it's a devotional broadcast, it must be friendly. Even if it's trying to educate people, it must be friendly. No matter how the kind of content you want to put out there, as long as it's a broadcast, it must have to be a friendly script. I hope we're all following. So now we talk about the structure of a sample broadcast script. For every script, it must have a hook, especially broadcasts. For every script, actually, for generally every script, but because we're focusing on broadcasts for this class, it must have a hook. And the hook must be the 15 to 30 seconds that will have to grab your audience attention. Because my friend will always say something. She says that is that first second of your video that determines if your audience will stay or they will pass. So you have to ensure that your hook is something that grabs attention. It should be something that brings them in and not something that pushes them away. So ensure that your hook is hooking. Let me use that word, if there is something like that. But ensure that your hook is actually hooking, like you are hooking it very, very well. Don't leave anything on the table. Don't leave people going there. Don't even allow them breathing space. That's why most times you will go to, I think YouTube, some of their editing, their opening, they will now show you like a hook. For instance, a woman now poured a pot of rice on her husband. And then that's a hook. And then they will now say, how would I put it? How they really used to say that thing? How it started, they will give you the first hook of a woman pouring rice on the husband, and then the next thing you now see is how it all started. Now you have brought people in, you have brought curiosity in the heart of these people. Like, what will even make this woman to pour this man this pot of rice? Now you don't even know if this man was at fault. You don't even know if this man was to be blamed, but you just figure like no matter what this man did, does even warrant this woman pouring this hot pot of rice on her husband. That's curiosity on a different level. So if you grab your audience attention with a hook, they will stay. And mind you, even if you finish grabbing their attention and then you don't introduce well what your podcast is all about, they will still leave. So to every structure of your podcast script, it must have to keep retaining your audience. The hook will grab their attention. From the body to the closing should retain your audience attention. It should not leave them hanging at all. It should not. It should be able to keep them intact. Like, I still want to know more about this thing. Have you ever wondered why you might be going through some pages on Instagram or some pages on Facebook and you are seeing a video and the thing just made you, I want to see to the end of this thing? How many of us have encountered such before? Like you're scrolling and you saw a TikTok video or an Instagram video or a YouTube video and you're like, no, I want to actually see to the root of this. How many of us have experienced it? Because me personally, I have always experienced this kind of thing and I keep staying back till I am done watching. So how many of you have experienced that kind of a thing before? Like you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, your Instagram and the rest of them, and then you saw a video and then you're like, I need to understand this thing. Now, they got you with their hook and they still retained you with the body of that thing. So the body itself is your main content, your point, your story, your information, that thing that you want to pass across to people. That's the body of your scripts. If you have to grab people's attention from the hook, you have to retain their attention in your body, in the body of your scripts. Grabbing attention alone, it does not help, but retaining them, that's what makes sense. That's one thing that matters. And then the closing, you wrap up your main points, give a takeaway, you end with a good call to action. Now, this call to action differs. This is where interaction takes place. You can just set up like an interaction and you say, maybe your podcast was talking about a woman that's a man that was beating his husband, his wife, and then along the line, the woman locks him up. And then when you finish, you can now drop a comment and say, do you think it was right for this woman to lock her husband up? Remember, he is still her husband. Now, you have brought engagement up for people to now engage on that very post, for people to engage on that very content that you've posted. Some people even go to the point of even trying to bring negative closure to their. What I mean by negative closure is, I know very well that abusing your wife as a man, like I'll just drop in the closure. I still feel that this man hitting the wife is okay. People that will be against that post will come in immediately. There will be that's where you start seeing people insulting you in the comment section. That's engagement. Some people do not just purposely, they purposely drop that kind of closure or call to action because they want engagement on their page. Not because that's their belief, but that's because they want an engagement on that very content that is being posted. So for all this hook, all this structure, ensure that you are retaining your audience, you are keeping them intact, and they are also their attention retention are large. Don't just hook them in the hook, and then after listening to the introduction, your body will just be nonsense. No, ensure that from the hook to the closure, it makes a lot of sense. That's why it's always good to have your script intact before you start anything. This is Pinterest for people that don't know where I am now. Let's walk through some of this. This is how you get your inspirations. If you go to Google, for people that don't know what Pinterest is, you can go to Google, type Pinterest. If you type Pinterest, it's going to definitely come out. So this one now, please listen and watch carefully. This particular one, this one now that we are seeing now, this is what we call either an interview broadcast, because I don't really know what they are doing, but I think this is an interview broadcast. This might actually be the guest that was invited. Yes. Then this particular one is where we have multiple people talking about a particular topic. This also is also we having multiple people or talking about a particular topic, or it can also be like a co-hosted broadcast, but a guest was invited. This can actually be a co-hosted broadcast where we invited somebody to come to our broadcast. Yes. Let me keep going. Let's know if we're going to see. This particular one is also an interview broadcast. So I'm trying to know if I can. Now, this one is a co-hosted broadcast. This one is a co-hosted broadcast setting. So let me search for solo interview, solo broadcast setup. Okay, here we are. So this is it. Where we have just one person talking, This. So you can go to Pinterest. When you get to Pinterest, look for the kind of setting you want. If you want a solo setting, whatever setting that you want to use. Yes, it's a trending online. Yeah, it's what is really trending. Yes, and this is the kind of what is it called? The kind of broadcast setting that you can use for your educational content too. Yes, just like this particular inspiration now. If you want to go into educational content, you can use this particular setting. Just change the background and the whatever. So it all depends on what you want, whatever you want. So if you want to be talking about things, I think this particular lady is talking about a book. That's why it's here. So if you want whatever you want to actually go into, it's left for you. You can even make your setting as the solo broadcast. You can keep the setting like this, but not holding a book. You can just stay comfortably in your room. If you like any inspiration here, just download it. This is how you save. If you click on that one, you download image. If you are using a mobile phone too, it also works like that. So click on the image and you see this 3 dotted line. Click on it and you see download. So when you get your script, you get your image. So if you want to give a motivational speech, like in terms of Bible teaching, yes, it's free to download images from Pinterest. Very free. It's free. It's free to download images from Pinterest. Yes. Don't go and save. Just click on these 3 dotted lines and download. And download image. Don't save, because once you save, you just save it inside Pinterest. But once you download, it automatically downloads to your phone gallery. So this is it for today. And I don't know if you have any question, but I gave us assignments. The first assignment is to get our script. And then the second assignment is go to Pinterest and get your inspiration, download it and save. Tomorrow, when we come tomorrow, we'll now talk about how to now recreate that inspiration.